Shalom, shalom. This is Shalomar from the Great Millstone Atlanta Camp. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rahak Wadash. Double honor to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, love, and safety to the hopeful elect. And I just wanted to go into this topic, and I decided to put a lesson to it, and I'm just gonna read it. This is from Google AI. It said, "Why do people laugh in serious situations?" Now, it made me think about this guy. Dude, just look. I don't know. He just had like this weird evil face. He was real tall. This Edomite I used to work with, and some of the guys said he looked like the devil. You know, he just like a depiction of what the devil. This was way before I understood the truth. But yeah, the guy just, what he'll do, and whenever there was a serious situation at the job, he would laugh. And, we started making jokes about it. Like, man, the worse the situation is, the louder his laugh is. But we was like, man, maybe something wrong with this guy. But I looked it up, and this is actually what people do when they see us at camp. I'm like, why are these people laughing? Are they really just, want to be disrespectful, or they just trying to laugh just to, because they know that we're right. They want to laugh because they don't want to hear the truth. They're scared. They're actually afraid by seeing us out there and hearing us tell you that the world is ending, their world is ending. And, a lot of people they don't find it funny, but they're just going to laugh to cover up the tears of the sadness. But it says, laughing in a serious, sad, or stressful situation is a common, involuntary, and often misunderstood human reaction known as nervous laughter or incongruous emotion. It's like if I pronounced that incorrectly, but it says it is rarely a sign that a person finds the situation funny or is being disrespectful. Rather, it is a psychological defense mechanism used to deal with intense negative emotions. So a lot of times when in fact, when I'm at the job and I get around, the other guys I work with, and we look at the workload for the day, a lot of times we'll just laugh. And, deep down inside, we pissed off because that means we'll have a long day. It's going to be stressful. And, we'll just laugh about it and, just get to work. But a lot of times you may laugh at somebody. If somebody really piss you off, you might just laugh just to keep from crashing out. But that's what these people, the minds of these people, that's the same reason they laugh when they see the prophets out prophesying. And at this point it's prophesying because the mark of the beast hasn't came and the missiles haven't failed, but World War III is here. All right, the famine of the word is coming. A lot of the prophecies that are spoken of are actually happening, or it has happened recently, and we're just mainly waiting on the two biggest ones, the implant and the missiles. You got the uproars of the people, you got the earthquakes, you got the signs in the heavens, and people are well aware of these things. They just being in willingly ignorant. Okay, so but yeah, it's just a way of, they can't really deal with their emotions like they want to. Now, in that time where ain't shit funny no more, and first of all, you're not gonna see no prophets out on the streets teaching. But if you were, you'll probably either listen or you'll just cry because you should have listened earlier. But you damn sure ain't gonna be laughing in that time. So I want to start with a few scriptures. First of all, Luke chapter 6 and verse 22, it says, "Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you and cast you out, cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake." And that's what people do when they find out that we're teachers, or they see us out teaching. But I'm gonna go down to verse 25. It says, "Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger." Because right now, a lot of people that have like a large abundance of food, money, anything that makes them comfortable. They're gonna be comfortable, and they don't want to hear nothing else. They don't want to hear it. It says, "But woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep." And these people that's laughing, they are gonna mourn and weep. We have certain situations that we laugh at, but as far as the ways of this world, we hate it. We hate it, and we cry to the Lord daily. We beg the Lord, first of all, to keep us safe, and then we pray for salvation when the end comes. We're crying out to all power. And sometimes men, literally just cry because life is just, Satan is always at you. Life is just tough. And even though we understand, what we're going through and what we're getting ready to go through, sometimes tears just fall. This is just, it's just a, this is an evil place. This is an evil world. Okay, let me go to Proverbs. Oh, hold on. Amos, is it 8 and 10? I think it's Amos 5 and 10. Yeah, Amos 5 and 10. "They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly." Yeah, because people, they want to keep themselves in this darkness. They want to stay in these evil times. Let's get that in John 3 and 19. It says, "And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil." Yeah, they don't want to hear this truth that, hey man, it's something promised to you if you're an Israelite. First of all, they're gonna probably ask, "What about the so-called white man? Well, what about your black ass back in the 1800s?" People had this, especially all people. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be peaceful with everyone, but you got to understand that you got to understand history. You got to understand who you are, who everyone else is, and why the things that are going on are going on. Why did your ancestors even go through slavery? Why did all people have to go through these things? Why do our people hate each other? The answers are in the scriptures. All right. I talked to one guy, and this was so stupid. A real cool guy I used to work with. He knew about the Israelites, but he was big with following IUIC. He followed them. I don't know if he still does, but I was asking him like, well, what is keeping you from studying more and getting more into the truth? He said, "Man, I like sex." I'm like, Lord didn't tell you to hate sex in order for you to get this truth. He didn't tell you to Stop dealing with women. He didn't tell you to be celibate. He didn't tell you to do it. So where are you getting this knowledge from? But anyway, but other people, they have other reasons. Well, I don't want to stop committing adultery. I like messing around with multiple women that have men. It's men that's like that. That is a major sin. Some people, they don't want to stop eating pork. They want to eat what they want to eat. They want to keep celebrating Christmas and their birthdays and Thanksgiving and Halloween. And these are light things that you can change to receive salvation so you don't get burned. You don't get left behind and melted down with these missiles. Yeah, people, they ways are evil, so they would just want to stay in the world. And what do they do when they see us out there? They're really hurting on the inside, but they're gonna laugh, they're gonna smile, they're gonna talk shit. All right. Proverbs 1 and let me go to 20. Okay, I start at 20 and I'm gonna go down. Proverbs 1 and 20. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. And that's what we do. We're not teaching out of our own emotions. We teaching, thus said the Lord, thus said the Bible, and this is what's going on in the world, whether you want to believe it or not. It says, she cried in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttered her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delighted in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. So it's really a foolish thing to really not understand what someone is saying, but just because you hate them, because you see them, you just want to laugh and smile and crack jokes. And that's why we say these people are marking themselves for destruction. They're laughing now, they're gonna cry later. And then when I just read with the AI from Google, it said that this is really a sign of disrespect. We're brothers, these men are coming together, taking time off from work, putting gas in the car, paying for parking, making their garments or buying garments, buying books, studying, to tell you people the truth. We're not asking for no money. All we're asking for is your ear. Let me go down to verse 24. It says, because I have called and ye refuse, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof, I also will laugh at your calamity, and I will mock when your fear cometh. Yeah, so you laughing at us by us being serious and telling you what's going on. You're gonna get laughed at when you're finally in fear. We're in fear now because we fear the Lord. We don't want to get caught up in the wrath that's coming. I'm gonna go to 2 Peter chapter 3. And I'm gonna start at verse 3. It says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking in their own lust. And we see that now. As a matter of fact, when somebody walk up and they got a little smirk on their face, a lot of times, we'll ignore them. Even if they trying to ask a question, it's going to be a stupid question. unless you sincerely trying to be, friendly and you're actually inquisitive about what's being taught, what's being said. Other than that, you come up with the little smirk, or you come up, with a smile on your face. We know you getting ready to talk shit. So you'll either get dismissed or you'll just get ignored, because this is the spirit that's pushing out these words and the prophecy. The Lord is just using us. It says, and saying, where's the promise of his coming? Yeah, everybody, well, they really can't even say that, because everything is coming to pass. Now, years ago, I know brothers tell me all the time in different areas they used to teach in, it used to be hella scoffers out there. Just everybody just ready to just come up and challenge whatever's being taught about. Or just come up and say their own thing. We'll have somebody come up and say and do that now. Just say whatever they believed in. One guy said that we were Satan. He said, me and you, we're Satan. We were like, all right, dude, have a nice day. It had nothing to do with what we was talking about. All right. It says, and saying, where's the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. For this they willingly are ignorant of that by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water. So just talking about the creations in the beginning. But the Lord, these people are willingly ignorant, which is being stupid. Now, ignorant is not knowing. It's okay to be ignorant. There's a lot of things I'm ignorant of. But I'm willing to learn, especially if it'll help me out. But if you willingly ignorant, you're stupid. Especially something that you need to know, that you have to know, that's gonna save you. Your life depends on it. Everybody want to continue to walk in their own lust, and at the end they're gonna try and get their shit together. But that's when those tears are gonna come. It's gonna be too late, because you laughed at the men of the Lord when they was trying to tell you, don't take that implant. You're gonna receive a grievous sore. That's the mark of the beast. All right. Don't join the military. And once you go over there, you're not coming back. You're gonna meet the Lord, and He's gonna destroy all the armies. Keep the laws to the best of your ability. Don't eat pork. The Sabbath day is not Saturday. It's the 7th day after the new moon. Just certain things that we teach. People don't. They willingly want. They want to just ignore it. They want to be stupid. And they want to laugh. But it's all good, because just like I read in Proverbs, you're gonna get laughed at in that time. And we're not gonna do it because it's being disrespectful like you were doing. We're gonna do it because the shit is actually funny. All right, so that was pretty much the main point. Let me go back, look at this again. This is, laughing in serious or sad or stressful situations is a common, involuntary, and often misunderstood human reaction known as nervous laughter or incongruous emotion. The word may be incongruous. I'm just pronouncing it wrong. But anyway, this is what people are doing. They just being disrespectful. So in a time when that strange deliverance that's talked about in the scriptures, that's when they're gonna that's when you're gonna see these people getting laughed at. That's laughing at the prophets now. All right. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it there, praying that I pray this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that taught us his truth. Shalom to the elect.